She walks her own path, yet she never feels alone. There is a quiet kind of strength in a woman who doesn't rely on the approval of the crowd to recognize her own value. She moves through life with a calm confidence, guided by an inner peace that comes from knowing exactly who she is. The rarest women are never the ones demanding attention or searching for constant reassurance. They don't spend their lives trying to be noticed by people who were never meant to understand them. Instead, they carry themselves as if they already belong to something far greater, something steady and impossible to shake. She has realized that being alone is not something to fear. It is a place where she reconnects with herself. In those quiet moments, she pays attention to her thoughts, her emotions, and the truths hidden beneath the noise of everyday life. While many people fill every silence because they're afraid of what it might reveal, she welcomes it. She knows that silence isn't empty. It is where her heart speaks with the greatest clarity. Real peace has never depended on having people around her. It comes from being deeply connected to her own spirit. That's why she chooses solitude. Not because she has no other option, but because she understands its value. She never judges her worth by the number of people who admire her, praise her, or follow her. Instead, she measures it by her ability to stay true to herself in a world that constantly encourages people to pretend. Her confidence doesn't need to announce itself. It's gentle, steady, and unmistakable. Like the stillness of the sea before sunrise, you can sense it without her saying a word. She doesn't feel the need to prove herself because she already knows who she is. The search for validation no longer controls her. When others misunderstand her, she doesn't become smaller to make them comfortable. She simply accepts that everyone sees life through the limits of their own understanding. She isn't fighting the world. She just refuses to lose herself trying to fit into it. She protects her individuality with quiet determination, not because life has made her cold, but because she has learned that a gentle heart deserves healthy boundaries. She remains compassionate without allowing herself to be taken advantage of. She loves deeply without sacrificing her wisdom. Her independence isn't a sign of distance. It's proof that she has built enough warmth inside herself that she no longer depends on others to feel complete. That is what makes her truly uncommon. She belongs to herself before anyone else. While others constantly search outside themselves for direction, she trusts the wisdom within. She understands that life's greatest answers aren't always found through endless thinking or outside opinions. Sometimes they appear in moments of stillness, through the quiet inner voice that gently whispers, "This is where you're meant to go." Even if no one else understands her choices, she follows that voice. She knows there is a difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness comes from being disconnected from yourself. Solitude comes from finally finding that connection again. Within that sacred space, she continues to grow. Every season makes her stronger, wiser, and more complete. She no longer wastes energy chasing people, opportunities, or relationships that aren't meant for her. She doesn't plead for affection, force outcomes, or cling to what is slipping away. She allows life to unfold naturally. Her greatest strength lies in knowing how to release what no longer belongs without ever losing herself in the process. She understands that what is truly meant for her will never require begging. She doesn't run after people. She naturally attracts what aligns with her. She doesn't try to convince others of her worth. She simply lives it. Her presence speaks more powerfully than any words ever could. People notice her not because she's trying to be seen, but because she's completely comfortable whether she is noticed or not. There is something quietly magnetic about her. It's difficult to explain, yet impossible to ignore. It's the calm she carries, the confidence she doesn't advertise, and the peace she protects in a world filled with constant chaos. While everyone else is trying so hard to stand apart, she remains centered. Ironically, that stillness is exactly what makes her unforgettable. She isn't easily influenced by appearances or empty promises. Her strength doesn't come from never breaking. It comes from learning how to rebuild herself every single time life challenges her. She doesn't hide the scars life has given her. She sees them as reminders of every battle she survived and every lesson she earned. Her story isn't flawless, but it is genuine. And in a world where so many people wear masks, authenticity shines brighter than perfection. There will always be people who misunderstand her silence, her calm nature, or the distance she sometimes keeps. Some will mistake her peace for pride, or assume her quietness means she doesn't care. But she knows better. She knows that peace is precious, and she refuses to exchange it for unnecessary noise. She also knows that not everyone is meant to walk beside her. The most meaningful journeys are rarely crowded. Sometimes she watches others, desperately searching for love, approval, or a place where they belong. Instead of judging them, she feels compassion because she remembers what it felt like to seek validation and wonder if she was enough. But she also discovered something life-changing. The moment you learn to stand confidently on your own, you stop accepting tiny pieces of love from people who fail to recognize your value. Instead, you begin nourishing your own soul. She knows that being alone doesn't mean being unloved. It means being free. Free to think without influence. Free to dream without limits. Free to grow into the person she was always meant to become without asking anyone's permission. That freedom creates a quiet power that cannot be imitated, and it is one of the reasons she is so rare. She always chooses depth over attention. In a world where appearing important often matters more than being authentic, she chooses a different way. She turns inward. While everyone else is busy performing for an audience, she simply exists as herself. She doesn't chase the spotlight because she understands that attention without substance fades quickly. What she truly seeks is alignment with her purpose, not applause from strangers. She values genuine connection far more than temporary recognition. Her worth has never depended on how many people notice her. It depends on how deeply she knows herself. She has experienced the emptiness of living only on the surface, the endless distractions, the shallow conversations, the brief moments of admiration that disappear almost instantly. She realized they could never satisfy her. They promised fulfillment but only left her wanting more, like drinking salt water that only increases your thirst. So she stopped chasing attention that disappears as quickly as it comes. Instead, she invested her energy in building something lasting. She developed character, wisdom, and presence. Her beauty is no longer defined by appearance alone, but by how people feel after being around her. Long after she leaves the room, her energy remains because it comes from something much deeper than the surface. And when she listens with her whole heart. She doesn't only hear the words people speak, she notices the emotions hidden beneath them, the silence between the sentences, and the truths that are never spoken aloud. When she speaks, every word has purpose. She doesn't talk to impress people or prove how much she knows. She speaks because she wants to create real connection. Empty conversations don't satisfy her. She is drawn to meaningful discussions that explore people's thoughts, emotions, and inner world. She's perfectly comfortable with silence because she understands that the strongest connections are not built on constant talking. Sometimes the deepest understanding exists in the quiet moments, where nothing is spoken, yet everything is felt. That is where she feels most at home. She never measures her value by the amount of attention she receives, because she knows attention is easy to earn. Anyone can notice a face, but only a few are willing to truly understand the person behind it. She would rather be genuinely understood by one sincere heart than admired by countless people who only see the surface. That perspective is what makes her different. She treasures what cannot always be seen, the quiet, the meaningful, and the deeply authentic. While the world celebrates constant exposure, she finds beauty in mystery and depth. There is a quiet strength that surrounds her. She doesn't raise her voice to make people listen, yet her presence leaves a lasting impression. That quiet confidence comes from being grounded in something far deeper than trends, opinions, or outside approval. A person who is rooted in truth cannot easily be shaken. She has learned that being understood isn't about explaining yourself louder or longer. It's about becoming so clear about who you are that you no longer feel the need to justify yourself. When it comes to love, she isn't distracted by charm, appearance, or social status. She naturally looks beyond the surface. She recognizes the difference between people who simply want attention from her and those who genuinely want to understand her. She is drawn toward those who think carefully, feel deeply, and love with honesty and intention. Grand displays don't impress her nearly as much as genuine sincerity. Her heart responds to authenticity, not performance. Because of that, very few people truly reach her heart, and even fewer earn the privilege of staying there. The moment a woman chooses depth, she naturally leaves behind everything that lacks substance. Superficial relationships cannot survive in the presence of someone who values truth. People who rely on games or manipulation often feel uncomfortable around her. It isn't because she's difficult, it's because she refuses to pretend. Her soul longs for honesty, and not everyone is ready to offer something that real. As a result, she is often misunderstood. Some describe her as distant, mysterious, or difficult to read. But the truth is much simpler. She doesn't live on the surface. Anyone who truly wants to know her must be willing to go beneath appearances. Real connection requires patience, vulnerability, and depth. There are moments when she feels the loneliness that often comes with living this way. She knows what it feels like to be misunderstood or to struggle to find people who truly see her. Yet she doesn't run from that feeling. She accepts it as part of living authentically. She understands that depth often requires solitude, and within that solitude, she discovers clarity. She would rather patiently wait for relationships that genuinely resonate than fill her life with distractions that never satisfy her soul. She protects her energy because she understands how valuable it is. She doesn't give everyone unlimited access to her thoughts, emotions, or time. She shares herself carefully, not because she believes she's above anyone else, but because experience has taught her that not every relationship deserves the same level of access. Some people enter our lives only long enough to teach a lesson. Once that lesson is complete, she lets them go with grace instead of resentment. She doesn't hold on to what has already fulfilled its purpose. She releases it with peace. People often wonder why she seems so calm and unaffected by the chaos around her. It's because she no longer depends on drama, conflict, or constant validation to feel alive. She isn't searching for attention or approval anymore. Her happiness comes from seeing life clearly instead of being seen by everyone else. She has discovered that true peace begins the moment you stop trying to prove your worth. The rarest woman has no desire to stand above everyone else. She simply wants to remain true to herself. She knows that genuine strength is not measured by how loudly someone speaks, but by how faithfully they live according to their values. She has never tried to fit into places that required her to betray herself, because she was never meant to disappear into the crowd. She was meant to bring depth into a world that often avoids it, stillness into endless noise, and authenticity into a culture that too often rewards appearances over truth. That is why she would rather go unnoticed while being completely herself than receive endless praise for pretending to be someone she isn't. Love is one of her greatest strengths, never her greatest weakness. In a world that often mistakes vulnerability for fragility, she understands that loving deeply is one of the bravest things a person can do. Love doesn't make her weaker, it makes her wiser, gentler, and even stronger than before. It stretches her heart, expands her spirit, and teaches her resilience without taking away her independence. She doesn't hand her love to everyone who asks for it. To her, love is something sacred, something meant to be shared only where it is genuinely appreciated. She loves with awareness rather than attachment. She has learned that if love constantly has to be chased, convinced, or forced, then it was never truly love in the first place. To her, love has nothing to do with control or possession. It is about presence. It is revealed through consistent actions, quiet loyalty, sincere intentions, and the simple choice to keep showing up. When she loves someone, she does so wholeheartedly, honestly, and without fear, but never from desperation. Desperation has no place in healthy love. Even after giving her heart, she never abandons herself. She understands that loving someone should never require losing her own identity. She can give generously while remaining completely whole, because she has embraced one of life's most important lessons. Love is not meant to complete her. It is meant to complement the life she has already built. That is why her love feels so different. It doesn't demand, control, or imprison. It creates freedom. She loves with open eyes, fully aware of another person's imperfections, fears, and weaknesses, and she chooses compassion anyway. Her love is not blind or naive. It is intentional. It is conscious. It is free from dependency. And that quiet, unconditional strength is what makes her love truly rare. She doesn't need someone to depend on her just so she can feel valuable. What she truly desires is someone who can meet her as an equal. Her heart is deep, open, and full of love, but it isn't available to everyone. It cannot be won through games, empty promises, or clever words. Anyone who wants to enter her world must bring honesty, emotional maturity, and genuine intention. She doesn't believe in manipulation because love, to her, can only exist where truth exists. She knows that if she has to constantly fight for someone's attention, understanding, or respect, she is standing in the wrong place. Walking away doesn't frighten her, not because she cares less, but because she loves herself enough to leave anything that asks her to become smaller than she truly is. She understands that sometimes the kindest act of love is knowing when to let go. And when that moment comes, she does it with grace. She doesn't leave with anger or resentment because she knows that holding on to what doesn't belong only keeps her from receiving what does. Her love is powerful without being overwhelming. It is gentle without ever becoming fragile. Like a quiet river, it doesn't need to prove its strength. It simply continues to flow. She loves with purpose instead of impulse. She gives from a full heart rather than expecting something in return. Because she naturally lives from a place of love, she attracts the same energy back into her life. People often feel calm around her. They feel accepted, understood, and safe. Not because she promises perfection or forever, but because she is completely present. She offers something many people rarely experience: authenticity. There is something healing about the way she loves. She doesn't try to repair people or carry the weight of their lives. Instead, she reminds them of the strength they already have within themselves. She encourages growth instead of creating dependence. Her love doesn't rescue people, it empowers them to become who they were always capable of being. To be loved by a woman like her is to be seen beyond appearances. She notices the parts of you that others overlook. But loving her also asks you to grow. It invites you to meet her where honesty, vulnerability, and emotional depth exist. Even with all the love she carries, she doesn't give herself endlessly to everyone. Her heart remains open, but her boundaries are strong. She understands that love without healthy limits eventually becomes self-neglect. Life has taught her that kindness without wisdom can become self-sacrifice. That's why she now protects her peace with intention. Whenever she senses relationships that leave her feeling drained instead of uplifted, she quietly creates distance. She doesn't argue for understanding or chase explanations. Sometimes her silence says everything that needs to be said. It becomes her way of finding closure. When heartbreak finds her, she refuses to let bitterness settle inside her heart. Instead, she allows every painful experience to become a lesson. Every disappointment reveals another truth about herself. She has learned that pain isn't meant to punish her. It's meant to clear away illusions and guide her toward greater self-awareness. She doesn't surround herself with walls that keep everyone out. Instead, she builds healthy boundaries that protect what matters most. The people who enter her life earn that privilege through honesty, respect, and consistency. Her love is rooted in self-respect because she understands that real love should never require losing yourself. The right relationship helps you discover even more of who you already are through the eyes of someone who truly appreciates you. She isn't afraid to love again because she no longer blames love for the pain she once experienced. She understands that it wasn't love that hurt her. It was attachment to people, expectations, or illusions that were never built on truth. Once she recognized that difference, fear no longer controlled her heart. Now she loves with freedom because she knows that genuine love doesn't destroy who she is. It helps her grow into someone even stronger. The love she carries reaches far beyond romantic relationships. It flows into every part of her life. She finds joy in the scent of rain after a storm, the peaceful stillness before sunrise, the sound of the wind through the trees, and the beauty hidden in ordinary moments. She experiences life deeply, and that sensitivity fills her days with meaning. Some people may say she feels too much, but she doesn't see that as a flaw. She understands that her emotions are evidence of a heart that is awake, alive, and fully connected to the world around her. Feeling deeply isn't weakness. It is one of her greatest strengths. To love the way she loves is uncommon. It takes courage to stay gentle in a world that constantly encourages people to become guarded. It takes real strength to keep your heart open after disappointment has given you every reason to close it. Yet she continues to choose compassion over pride, understanding over judgment, and forgiveness over revenge. That quiet choice is one of the greatest expressions of her strength. And when she finally meets a love that reflects the same depth she offers, she doesn't lose herself inside it. Instead, they rise together. Their love isn't built to consume or control. It exists to create, encourage, and elevate both people. It grows stronger with time because it is built on truth rather than illusion. That is why the rarest woman is not the one who is difficult to love. She is the one who has discovered how to love completely while never abandoning herself. That balance between an open heart and unwavering self-respect is what makes her truly unforgettable.